Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner. The biggest gob in sport. That's right, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here, nobody else dare say. Isn't that right? Cougs! Coogie Bear! Right. Derek War Chisora. Controversial figure in the sport of boxing. British, Commonwealth, European champion, just like Henry Cooper. But I very much doubt that Derek War Chisora is going to end up knighted like Sir Henry. No, he's come over here from Zimbabwe, and technically he's rubbed a few people up the wrong way. We know his troubles outside the ring. He's been in court for various issues. It's all online if you want to go and read it. He's stuck his finger up at the establishment. This is what they do. But he's got stuck in boxing, and he's sacked his trainer Don Charles 6 times. The 6 times Don's had him back. If that ain't a brass, I don't know what is. But then again, 90% of people in boxing are brasses, aren't they? Am I not telling the truth here? Are we allowed to say that in the sport of boxing? So, I don't know, but Derek's career, right? He's never beat a world champion, former, current, or future. Well, he's not a world champion, but he could have at least beat a former world champion. No, he hasn't. Has he beat a future world champion? No. So his record doesn't suggest that he should get all these big paydays, should it really? 34 wins, 13 losses. He's had a few gifts on that, but he's had a few decisions to go against him when he could have won. Now, in his last 10 fights, he's got 2 stoppages. In his last 10 fights. Takam and... Is it Takam? I think it's Takam. Takam and that one overnight. Now, David Price. David Price and Gerard Washed Up Washington. David Price and Washington are his stoppages in his last 10. So at his last 10, he's stopped 2 guys. He's lost 5 and he's won 3 on points. So he's gone 5 and 5 in his last 10. He's a stopgapper, isn't he? He's not even a gatekeeper now, is he? People are saying he's a gatekeeper, but no. He needs saving from himself. I know that sounds harsh, doesn't it? And it's a bit controversial, isn't it? Coming from somebody like me that's a non-boxer. I'm not a boxer. I'm more of a critic, aren't I? As well as a fan. I'm very critical. I'm very harsh. Dad, you're very harsh. Am I harsh? I just don't want to hear BS from grown men. We've enough with all these insecure people in the sport of boxing. A lot of insecure people. Like that in front of the mirror like Hercules and hit it punch bag really hard. And then you can turn around and say, I don't rate him. And they shrivel up like a prune. You've got to learn to take it on chin. How do they think old Titus Bramble carried on when he were at Newcastle? Old Tobler O'Toes Titus. Whenever ball were whacked up at top and you saw people like Michael Owen or Van Nistelrooy or Henry chasing ball down, and you know they were up against old Tobler O'Toes Titus. You knew he were going to get stick, didn't you? Didn't you, in Newcastle Chronicle day after? You just knew it were coming. But he took it on chin, didn't he, Titus? Well, he would do, wouldn't he, on 50 grand a week. But boxing people can't take it on chin, can they? You want to give it the big one, but then when you stand up to her and say, well, no, that ain't right. All hell breaks loose to want to fill you in or carry off or be sullen. Has anybody ever seen how Derek Chisora is in public with people? Seen him with that Troy Oak, that comedian, that meet and greet comedian. He didn't have to behave like that, did he? But this time next week, he'll probably be hanging out the back of him, giving it the old like that. But to be fair to him, he's never failed a dope test, so I quite admire him because he's had a lot of punishment, and he's only done half the rounds that Muhammad Ali done. You can imagine what punishment Ali had, can't you? So, but I think Derek should hang up the gloves. People like Dave Allen have a problem with that, with people who are non-boxers saying hang up the gloves. Say it irritates them and they don't like it. Well, go get a job if you don't like it. But don't put yourself on TV if you're not fit, or you're talking like Scooby Doo, or your balance has gone, or you can't throw a punch, or you're just surviving and spoiling and messing fights up. I don't want to see that. Heavyweight boxers who want to be champions need to look the part and conduct themselves properly, in my opinion, in the ring. We don't want slobs getting in ring, do we? You want to be a slob? Get on that Misfits. Slobs getting in ring. Pinching money. Well, they haven't really trained for it. You know, I'm not taking it serious, but, you know, I want X amount. Get gone out of the sport. Embarrassing it. It's already gimmicky. I mean, we've already got Eddie Hills and Anthony Joshua, a.k.a. the Marvis Fraser of boxing, coming out to Godfather and giving it all this nonsense. Joshua and Eddie Hills are now influencers. They are influencers. They're just going to go on the Joshua tour now and fight anybody for anything. They are guns for hire. And Derek's been like that for the last 10 years. He needs saving from himself. Boxing promoters, I'm calling on you. Do not put this man in the ring again. He's an accident waiting to happen. He is. He needs saving from himself. That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. If anybody's got a problem, you can come on Zoom and have it out with me. Nobody ever wants to do that, do they? They all want to hide behind the keyboards. Come on Zoom if you think I'm wrong. PorkyCorner@mail.com. Send me an email. I've got your email then. I will then send you a link. All right. Pop, pop, bang. Peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares and don't be insecure. You're supposed to be these macho boxers. Don't be insecure.